We're going to start now looking here in your shoulder. This is Dr. Snyder. Matt's with me. We're going to start by looking here at your biceps tendon. We did examine your shoulder while you were asleep, and as you know, it easily went out of joint. Here's the biceps tendon looking good and healthy. We'll follow it here around the back. This is called the posterior labrum. We'll go on down the back like this, looking at the posterior labrum and into the bottom. Look at the ligament there. Here's the cartilage on the socket, and you can see how the labrum there's a little rough. We'll get a better look at that from the front. Here's the rotator cuff up here, and I want to make sure that's okay. There's a little bit of fraying there, but nothing significant. We go around the back, and this is what we call the Hill-Sachs lesion. That's where your shoulder is dislocated and caused a dent in the bone. We'll look at the rest of the cartilage on the ball of the shoulder here, and that looks okay. Now we go up to the front. Here's the anterior superior labrum. There's the subscapularis. Back behind we see the middle ligament. And then we look down this way, and here's where the labrum's torn off, and we'll see that more from the front. From front to back, we can see the posterior labrum here. Got a little bit of roughness on it, but it certainly doesn't look to be unstable. I want to check it here with this little grasper. No, it's good and solid. The posterior capsule's not all that loose. Seems actually pretty good. Let's look up here at the posterior superior corner, and of course this is all chewed up. I want to just see how that feels. It looks like it's just frayed. It doesn't look like it's detached. The back of the rotator cuff, there's that one little area. Almost looks like a Schiller's lesion there. Let's look down the front of your shoulder. Down here we see where the labrum's torn off. It's called a Bankart lesion. You can see the capsule pretty good there. Here's the middle ligament, and as we back up down here, subscap looks fine. Okay, we're going to use this little shaver, and the shaver has suction, and as we start here, we're going to debride the torn labral tissue and clean it up so it won't catch in your joint. I'm also going to clean off this little bit of rotator cuff up here, where the cuff looks like it's just had a little injury, but certainly nothing serious. Okay, well, we're cleaning up the labrum on the front of the glenoid here. This is where we want to reattach the tissues, and of course in order to do that we have to have a perfectly clean surface, so we'll use our little shaver and to clean this up. Unfortunately the cartilage has been a little bit dinged there, but I don't see anything damaged very bad. It should be just fine. Okay, now I'm going to drill a little hole here right at the edge of the bone. And we'll go down and into the bone like that. And we can get a nice initial pilot hole there. Okay, and then we'll put a tapping tool down into the hole, and we'll tap a thread on this hole so that the anchor will have a good grip when it goes in the bone. Okay, then we'll put our tap down here till our seating line disappears well below the surface, and even maybe little bit more like that, so we've got a nice thread pattern on this hole. Okay, we'll put our second pilot hole here. This will be the middle one. Again, tapping the thread pattern so it's all the way down. Okay, now we've got our 3 little holes, and we're ready to put in our first anchor. So we'll start with the one on the bottom. Okay, well, we're going to put our first anchor down in the lowest hole here, and we'll watch while we start it down and in. This anchor is loaded with a strong suture that will hold the ligaments down to bone for healing, so we want to be sure we get a good purchase here. You can see how we'll set that right there, line it up, and we'll remove the driver and test that, make sure it's good and stable. And we'll reach in from the back with our crochet hook and take the bottom suture, that's that one, into the cannula here in the back. And then we'll stitch that back down. Okay, now we'll take a little stitching tool, go down and through and under the labrum here, and we'll send our little shuttle device through and carry that out the back. Okay, then we'll carry our suture up and through like that, and now we're in position to tie. Okay, we'll tie down our first knot now, and you see that'll hold the labrum up right there on the edge where we want it to heal. Okay, we'll put our second anchor in now. This one will go in the middle hole. Okay, we'll do our next stitch. We'll go down and through the ligament here and run our needle up and under. And this looks like a real good position for the stitch. We'll reach in and grab this shuttling device with our grasper, carry it out and load it. And we'll watch again while the second stitch comes down and in, up and into the cannula in the front. And now we're ready to tie that one. Okay, then we'll watch while we tie the next knot. This is for the middle anchor. Snug it up real good and lock it, and then we'll do the last. Okay, we'll put our probably our last little anchor in now. Okay, we'll carry the third suture through, up and out the cannula in the front, and this suture will take care of the upper part of that labrum. Okay, now we'll carry the last knot down till we get a good position there, and then lock it. And we'll finish this knot with some half hitches to make it permanent. Okay, well, we're looking now at the finished product. We can see our 3 anchors holding the labrum right up where it belongs. No more instability there, and these are good and solid. So I expect that's going to take care of your problem. So good luck. Bye-bye.